Well, Uganda stands at the forefront of the global, well, Teko, you'll help me there, roll with me. We're saying that Uganda stands at the forefront of the global diplomacy as it prepares to host the 27th Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth, what they're calling a CSPOC. And this pivotal gathering will bring together distinguished leaders and experts, including esteemed panelists that are going to be there today. In studio, I have Honorable Brandon Chintu, I have Honorable Musana Eric, who are coming from the Parliament of Uganda to address on us about what is coming of this prestigious event. It's not only just a prestigious event, but equally the bearing it has to us as Uganda. My name is Andrew Chamagero, and this conversation is very crucial for you to understand before you end the year. Good morning, Honorables.
Yes, good morning, good morning. Good morning, our viewers.
Honorable Brandon Chintu.
Good morning. But if you would allow me, the condolences to the Honorable Peter Ogwang.
Yes.
Who yesterday lost his dear mom. So today at 3 o'clock we shall have Mass at Our Lady of Africa in Imbuya.
Okay.
And then later we shall have a vigil Mass at his residence in Buwate. We think about you, Honorable, and your family, and we are praying for you.
May her soul rest in eternal peace. I saw the tweet from the Speaker of Parliament about how dear mothers are, and our hearts and prayers are with you, Honorable Gang, and the family. Now, about the conversation you're having today, I want to start with you, Chairman Musana. Uganda is hosting the 27th conference. How does this align with the nation's parliament's commitment in terms of fostering international cooperation and diplomacy?
Thank you so much. We are having this big event, looking at a situation where Uganda can briefly stand and confirm itself on the international space. We are not in isolation with other Commonwealth countries. We are looking at Uganda with other 40 more countries. We are looking at how do we interact with over 2.5 billion people. We are looking at how do we manage the affairs of the common person. Remember, we are looking at the speakers, we are looking at the presiding officers of different parliaments of the Commonwealth countries, because we are looking at the issues that affect this common person. It's not about a meeting of sitting and discussing and things stop there. We are looking at how do we manage, for example, climate change, how do we create ties with other countries, how do we harness trade with the rest of the other countries, how do we manage all those situations that affect this common Ugandan. We are also looking at strengthening gender issues. We are also looking at a situation where the young population, Uganda is highly composed of the youngest population, the youth, and how do we legislate affairs that can benefit this bigger group in the international perspective, not necessarily looking at Uganda only, but looking at where do we create our space as Uganda. And then 3, we know Uganda is one of the best tourism destinations across Africa, and having 40 countries, Commonwealth countries, coming to Uganda is a very big opportunity to say, here we are. And that's why we are saying, as Parliament of Uganda, we are in charge, and then we are going to showcase what Uganda is and what we probably, people have not been knowing what we do, how we do it, and probably many questions are coming up. Why is Uganda doing the way it is doing? Why is Uganda moving on like this? Why are we having all these strides in development aspects? So it's like comparing and learning from different countries, and then see what can we bring close, and then we implement for
Amazing.
the betterment of the entire world.
I love that. Honorable Brandon Chintu, looking at this, there is an element of inclusion here, and Honorable Eric Musan has alluded to that, but we want to understand, how does Uganda envision ensuring that this conference becomes a platform for all member countries to actively participate and contribute to a meaningful parliamentary discourse?
First of all, we are very set as Parliament, and we would like to congratulate the Right Honourable Speaker, who is in charge of this. And you know, God is a very great person, if he's a person, what I don't know. God, because it's a blessing. Our Parliament has new speakers, though colleagues have been in Parliament before, and such opportunities have come. So that already shows us that politically, as Parliament and the country, we are very stable. Because when we look at this, it will also help us. We have been going for benchmarking. A few weeks ago, the Honorable Eric was in Ethiopia to arrange and prepare, but they are coming here. So this practical interaction sets us at a very different level. And also see, politically we're stable. We're going to benchmark from here to see the speakers are going to have sessions and interact and exchange. It will also improve on the legislative way within the members of Parliament and the presiding officers. So it's a very great opportunity looking at how our democracy, you see sometimes here we are insulting each other as colleagues because we are struggling with with electoral democracy. We may not understand how political parties play.
Correct.
Now this is an opportunity that we as members, and I want to thank the chair and the speaker that have given members of Parliament to participate and understand. We would hear if this event happened in Kenya or Tanzania, because I want to tell you, even within many people, they are asking, what is this? What is the
They
benefit?
don't understand.
Yeah, what is it for? Why is it here? Now it has given us a gift to understand and also know. And also, like the Honorable Musana says, we are equating our country, Uganda, to an international level. That Uganda can host all those presiding officers and speakers here in Kampala. Chamagero, that is something very awesome, very beautiful. As I know, I hope I don't offend anyone, but as NRM person, I would say, yeah, as a party, we have strategically put the country at right side so that we can host. You remember we had the Commonwealth? And we would have very many. Our speakers have been achieving great awards and leadership levels within the speakership arrangements. So it will really give us, and it will also help us as Parliament. Me, Honorable Musana is senior, has been there. I'm just in Parliament 2.5 years. I'll also look at my diplomacy. How do I address probably the speaker of a certain country?
How do you speak?
How do I even speak to him or to her? How do I address? So this is an opportunity. And actually, like, as members of Parliament have been given an opportunity to help, because this is typically a function of the speaker.
Yes.
She is the host. But she has been kind enough to delegate. So now we also know, we are saying, hey, how does this move? I'm part of it.
Yes.
I'm talking about it because I fully understood. So it's something all around. It also changes the perspective of culture. You know, Chamagri, we have just had one of the greatest weddings in the whole world. So, in culture integration, you never, who knows, a Musoga girl may be.
driving us there?
A Musoga girl, culturally, if we have an event in Jinja, like Nile Beat is going to dance to welcome, who knows? One day it may pick interest from a Musoga girl, a Mutoro, a Munyankole.
You know, when Chintu speaks about lobbying, how Nile got there? I now see where the lobbying
So it's all, it's a mixture. It has that integration of the culture that we have to appreciate.
Yes.
The other day I was reading papers. I saw some people from Ghana, and I thought, is this a cult? Are these religious people?
Dress.
Yeah, when I read, I saw it's a culture dress.
Yes.
So we are going also to open, because we have art and craft here in Uganda. We have a big village, so people are going to be exposed. So it's a cocktail of things.
Of a lot of things. And I love that, Honorable Chintu. Back to you, Honorable Musana, being that you are at the core of this conversation, how have you maybe stepped a couple of other MPs to understand this, to understand the magnitude it's running this, and secondly, in light of the preparations and logistical consideration, how smooth and how ready are we to run all this?
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Actually, it's a very big team. Myself, I'm heading the Media and Publicity subcommittee.
Yeah.
We have several subcommittees that are running this conference, and the entire parliament is involved. And that's why, like my brother is talking about, the speaker, the right honorable speaker of parliament would have been the one here, but he chose to give us this opportunity
because
to say,
he trusts the team.
Yes, and says, do this, run this. And this participatory kind of leadership is what we need in this country, is what we actually cherish in all aspects of life. And how ready are we? Even if it's said a conference tomorrow, we are ready to host this conference. And Munyonyo is purely ready, and all the different logistics are in place. And we have actually looked at all aspects that are going to bring the success story of this conference. And if it is to be security, you know, as Uganda, we do well in terms of security. And the peaceful environment we have enjoyed over time, it is still a guarantee. We have actually enrolled very many missions that where these countries are coming from. We have seen about 40 countries committing themselves that they are ready, because having a conference is there, but also having the members committing themselves and say we are ready. And today we are having last minute supervision and confirmation of Munyonyo, and Right Honorable the Speaker of Parliament is going to be there by 2, and are also going to participate and ascertain all other few things that may be
the quality checks are doing
exactly. We do not want to go wrong. And remember, Andrew, what we are having is
it's a global platform.
These are big people. These are very big people. They are diplomats, and you know, having speakers and presiding officers of Commonwealth countries. Uganda hosting them, it is not something small. Remember, they are coming to dialogue. They are coming to see how do we run parliaments. How do we balance the different sides, the different viewpoints? Uganda, how have you moved this far? How has maybe another country done like this? And we are looking at the issues of, say, impartiality.
And that's why I want to actually come to, Chairman, there. This comes on the heels of the opposition in the last 4 weeks or so, walking out of parliament, saying this is not going to work, we still want our people and all that. That played that way.
Yes.
And this conference coming. I go back to my question, how have you onboarded the opposition members of parliament to embrace and understand the sensitivity of this conference and how crucial it is, not only for their personal gains, but the nation gain?
Thank you so much. This conference is not about a political party.
Correct. But have they understood it, those in opposition?
We are heavily involved, all members of parliament. For example, I'm an independent member of parliament.
But even when you're independent, you're leaning somewhere.
Yeah, of course, I'm leaning somewhere. But the entire parliament, for us, when you're working, we do not look in terms of a political party. We are looking at a nation.
It's an institution.
This is an institution that is for the people, for Uganda. When you're presiding as a Speaker of Parliament, you do not look in terms of a political party. You're looking at the interests of the common common Ugandan.
Correct.
The common person. That's why you see the speaker will always balance and say, please, leader of opposition, you have a very big point. Yeah, Prime Minister, please respond to this matter. You know, that balance, that impartiality is what is moving on. And for us as Parliament of Uganda, honestly, we have involved everyone. And
How
we
have
all
you
speak the
onboarded
same.
them? You're not giving me the
they are serving on different committees, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, they're serving on different subcommittees. We have about 7 subcommittees where they get involved. Actually, we're supposed to have 1 member of parliament from the opposition join us in this show, but I think due to the traffic and moving up and down due to Christmas and all that kind of stuff, she could not really beat the time. But we are all speaking the same language as the institution of parliament. We do not have any kind of division that this I'm for this party, I'm for this one. And for us, we believe Uganda is one. We may have sharp divisions because of our opinions in you know, multi-party dispensation brings out a number of issues that may look very difficult and maybe not compatible, but that's politics. The opposition must evaluate government, and government must be put to task to answer. Then the other external person looks at it as if it is a very big issue, as if it's a problem, and for us we enjoy it. We say this is the, yeah, that's very good. That's very good.
Chintu, looking at this conference, in your esteemed opinion, how can Parliament collaboratively look at this conference in fostering sustainable development goals with the Commonwealth nations? In sync with these, kindly plug it with the climate change conference we just had in Doha, just to make sure that we're moving in the same direction.
First of all, as a country, like in my area starting points, I told you it's a very great honor and a big privilege. It cuts across. I'll take you back a few years ago when we hosted His Holiness, the Pope.
Yeah.
To some of us who come from Jinja, we use conveniently Namugongo Road.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, you'll find yourself in Set, and then you are off to Jinja. That came as a result in preparation to have the Pope. We have so many, the infrastructure development. I live closely that side where the conference is going to happen, but you look at the infrastructure process of it getting changed. This is going to be
I saw someone installing, is it the roundabout? They're installing something?
Yeah, very beautiful. So we are going to have a change of the infrastructure development.
Right there, Honorable Chintu. Do we have to clean our homes when we have visitors only?
But that's personal. If you're going to meet your first date to a new girlfriend, you'll change the shirt. Even the hairstyle, you'll have to go to the salon and change it. You will wear very nice deodorant or spray to prepare yourself. So that's nature.
Yes.
That's the nature. But
it's
also,
human.
Yeah, it's human. I had an issue with some of my friends when we were arguing about the conference. And then I asked him, but why are you very annoyed? Because you're claiming this is for Andrew, but Andrew, when he goes back to Bukomansimbi, is not going to carry this building to Bukomansimbi.
Yes.
It will visually stay there. So it comes with lots of things, and I want actually thank Parliament, like the Honorable Sana says, that in such issues we stand together. When we're doing appropriation, we stand, because this is for a country.
Correct.
I'm NRM, 100%, but I'll never be on the floor and start talking that I'm representing NRM, national issues. Now, this conference, like you asked, economically, look at so many people. And I told you, even our staffs are involved.
Yes.
The service providers are involved. The other day we had a training at Parliament. The security is involved. You know, everyone has an opportunity. It's like my grandmother used to brew Malua when she was still young and strong. So during this time they would be collecting money, and they buy a cow, they start sharing. So this cow of our visitors to host us, everyone is going to share. And that's what we, the Honorable Musana said, we would like to thank the Speaker, because she has given us the opportunity. Proceed. So it's a great cut for all of us, for our nation, for our agencies, and for everybody.
Now, this seems to be a cow in Parliament alone. How does me, as a Ugandan, Muntu wa Wansi,
Yes.
I have this business, how do I benefit from this cow?
Wow.
Because I'm not in parliament,
Yes.
but I'm a good service provider. I've been pre-qualified by government entities and all that. I actually am a good supplier. How do I benefit, Honorable?
I'll answer partly and then the Honorable Musana answer.
Yes. Yes.
But first of all, we all know, like we said, we are humans.
Correct.
And this parliament is as open, the administration of the 11th parliament is as open as possible.
That's correct.
So people are talking to them, people are talking, somebody will contact Honorable Eric. Like there are some young men, they contacted me, I told them, let me contact the boss. He contacted, advised them what to do in order to have something. But these are young women who are into communication.
Yeah.
And indeed they did get something. So it's a matter of communication and what are your efforts. But you know, Andrew, it's not all about financial. Even you lining on the street and be happy to receive the visitors. That's energizing. That's
It's
patriotism. You are participating, you are being patriotic, you are understanding, you are embracing. So every Ugandan will share on this cow. And then the other thing, if my boss here, the Honorable Eric, says, okay, Brandon, this is your fuel.
Yes.
I'm going to Kaguma for fundraising. They are sharing because this is a genesis of the conference.
And that's, I really want to appreciate the Speaker of Parliament for bringing this conversation. Why I'm bringing that, the Speaker is on the record time and again saying that whatever she does, she wants it to trickle to the last mile of a Ugandan. That she has been on spot for that. And because that has been her rhetoric all through, I was looking where we come in as a Bantu Bawansi and we benefit on this cow.
Andrew, this is a very big opportunity for Uganda. One controlling idea about this is that the image of your country is going to be positively portrayed. First, understand that my country is my life. The moment you understand that I am Musana because I'm a Ugandan and I love it. Number two, we have seen the hotel industry is smiling. The hotel industry
after COVID,
is smiling. We need a lot of food. We are going to have numerous excursions. We are going to move. We are going to move. We have looked at a number of areas, strategic installations. We are going to look at strategic projects that make Uganda a success story. And we are finding people there. We are going to expose our guests to what are we Uganda, are we good at what? And then our guests are going to access these products. We are also going to sell the idea. We are going to sell to them our products. They are going to see what we do. And remember, it is broadening the trade. It's not that you may not, Andrew, you may not sell on that day because the conference is on beginning 3rd. You may not sell on 3rd, but you may sell
get a
next.
contact
Exactly. We are exchanging contacts. Please. We have created several platforms where the business community is going to engage with these diplomats. Andrew, we are excited.
I can imagine
that how we are going to expose Uganda, to put Uganda exposed to about 45 countries. This is a very big opportunity. Of course, for me, as my voter in my constituency in Buyaga East, he may say, but now where do I come in? Where do I come in? The legislation, the type of decision I make in Parliament directly affects you as a voter. The quality of the decision I make will directly affect you. Maybe it's about a tax, about a given trade fair, about a concern, about a human rights issue. It may not be, like he's saying, it may not be monetary, but the environment about it all. You need to be proud about our country, Uganda. We have moved in several countries, but I mean, when you spend about 2 weeks, you say, but my dear, let me go back home. You feel like you're homesick.
Is it about the food? Is it about the weather? Is it about
no, it is psychological. No, it's just psychological. And if you stayed away for about
I've
a
never
week.
been aware out of the country for like 4 years when I was down south. It was crazy.
My dear, how was it? You see, you feel homesick. So
Yes.
we need to be proud.
Yes.
We need to love our country. We need to say, much as there are these other issues, let us now improve the situation. So this common person, remember I had told you we're looking at trade. We're looking at boosting the tourism.
Yes.
We're looking at ties, the connectivity of Uganda with the rest of the world. We are strengthening it. We are looking at how other parliaments are legislating, how impartiality is being improved. I mean, we are looking at how climate change issues, like you're asking about
The sustainable development goals.
Exactly. How do we come in as Uganda? Where are we? And then if we see this, you, the voter, in the district of Kagadi, in your district of Amuria, this is the way to go. And then see it as an opportunity for Uganda. So seeing these people who hold, whom you're entrusted to say, please evaluate all the processes. It's a very big opportunity, Andrew, for this common person. You may not participate because it's a meeting of diplomats, a meeting of high-ranking world leaders. You get it? Who actually legislate, decide for this common person. You get it? We are all excited and we say this is the way to go, and we have to benefit from it. It is a little bit problematic because we have to show to the whole world that Parliament, the parliamentary democracy is about the common person. Parliamentary democracy is this last person whom you call the voiceless.
Yes.
And the parliament is the voice. So if parliament is the voice for this common person, we are going to see it in Munyonyo. We are going to deliberate on this in Munyonyo, on 3rd.
Honorable Chintu, let's look at the historical precedents this conference is setting. Years backwards memorial, looking at the history of the parliament and where we are today. What precedent are we setting? What timelines are we, what legacy is this particular conference leaving a mark on the history of Uganda?
First of all, it will always and always be talked about. That in such a year, Uganda and the speaker who was then so and so hosted all the speakers and presiding officers.
Where Brandon was.
Where Brandon was.
I don't know why he needs to speak the speaker's name, but it's okay.
And where Eric was. Yes. You know, every one of us as individuals and as responsible leaders, we shall have a mark. I have an opportunity to serve in the process of hosting.
Yeah.
So that's already a landmark. And then we have, like we talked about infrastructure and the hotel, like the Honorable Eric has said, the hotel business, the fracture, the changes. A couple of months ago, I was in Egypt. And my first...
when are you home? You always travel.
My first things that I was really guiding to look at, it was the pyramid. And then as a Christian by then who was really hoping every day to go to heaven, I wanted to go to Mountain Sinai to see where is this place that that Musa received the commandment. Now these are historical marks. And everyone who goes will want to visit these places. So now this is also an historical event. Even those people, like the Honorable Eric says, their mind will be clocking, thinking about Uganda. We shall have contacts. By close of yesterday, I'd met a few of young men and women who are in craft, selling craft things.
Yes.
They have booked places.
Stalls.
And they're already saying, oh, you guys, thank you so much. At least Christmas. Because someone is now sure that even if I went to Andrew and I got money, by 3rd, 4th, I'm going to get it back. So it's a nice deal. So in terms of employment, these hotels also do employ people. And it has come at a very, very, very critical time. Because normally, yesterday I read the post. Somebody posted and said, you January, what are you doing in December? So normally January...
But it's already dry.
It's already dry.
It's hard to get.
So this event happening in a dry season, we're going to be wet. we shall be a little bit wet, especially in terms of those first businesses around. So it's really a very great landmark socially. I'll go to the Christian side. You know that area there has a shrine, Catholic shrine. And already we have, I'm on the parish council committee of Munyonyo. So the bishop, I mean the parish priest was already telling me, hey, we have gotten contacts for some delegates to come and pray. Well, a delegate praying in a shrine, it changes. Where I'll be praying during Christmas time, that church will not stay the same. Because they say the MP prayed with us. But now about they speak of somewhere and what he has prayed in Munyonyo. After, so it's something that it cuts across, so it will leave a very big landmark. But most importantly, to give us a mark that as a country, as parliament, we have tested ourselves that we are ready, we can host so many international conferences, and we can change on how we look at things.
Well, my great Ugandan, as you're still watching this conversation, you realize how much this conference is trickling down to the very last mile. It's not just about diplomacy, it's not just about parliament and the international, relations. It's actually getting back to us as Ugandans. We'll take a break for now. When we return, we're diving more into depth of how this is going to be scaled out to you. Stay with us. Well, thank you for staying with us. My name is Andrew Chamagedo, and with me in studios I have Honorable Brandon Chintu, who happens to be the Parliamentary Caucus spokesperson, and I have Honorable Eric Musana, who happens to be the Chairman of Media when it comes to the committee, that is rather the conference that is coming of parliaments having all
speakers and presiding officers
of the Commonwealth. They are all going to be in Kampala. Before we went for the break, Brandon broke it down so quite well, but another tweet came through and I want to respond to it, Honorable Musana. Someone alluded to that you're saying that it's going to be much of diplomacy and international relations, the tone, the language. But how is the media going to disseminate that entire conversation, that it reaches someone in Kabura, someone in Abim district, someone in Koboko, that they understand the intent and the conversations coming from this conference?
Yeah, thank you so much. Right now, we are already engaging media. We have a number of articles that we have written and disseminated to a number of media houses. Number two, on the Rio Day, which is the 3rd of January, we have agreed with several media houses. We have accredited a number of journalists who are going to put all the discussions, all the interactions live on TV, and we have also accredited and worked out with several radio stations that are going to have a feel of what is going to happen. It's not just going to be a discussion within the room and stops there. NTV, you are already live. You're already in the know, and we have already accepted how. Andrew, I'm inviting you on air. So should you miss?
I will be there. You never know, I'm moderating one of the sessions.
Exactly, no problem. So we of course it is for speakers only, and there are several issues involved. Even as members of parliament, we are going to be in the gallery. We are not going to be the ones there. It's our bosses now. It's a high level kind of interaction. And then the president of Uganda is going to open the conference officially. And we are going also to share all the discussions the president, His Excellency, is going to have with us in Munyonyo. So be rest assured, all the information and the interactions that we are going to have in Munyonyo will be in your room. What you need to do is tune into NTV. Tune into any other TV that you are conversant with. And I know, Andrew, you would want to hear only NTV.
Of course.
Yeah. So if you're on another radio, please be there, and we shall. Even other newspapers, they are going to have this. We have also created the platforms online with our website, as a parliamentary website. Please be there. For people who are very good in internet, we are going to have all this interaction.
I love this. Honorable Chintu, just to come back to you, considering the historical significance of the conference, how can Uganda leverage on this opportunity to strengthen our diplomatic ties and foster goodwill with fellow Commonwealth nations? I'm bringing this because Rwanda joined the Commonwealth. And it's historical that we have never gone back on the floor of Parliament to say that Rwanda is not an enemy of Uganda. How do we use this conference to foster and harness this relationship?
First of all, I would like to inform those that had not yet known that we have also gotten a new member of the East African community, and that's Somalia. Some words may sound a bit scary, but we can achieve a lot. Now, the countries that subscribe to different regions also have agreements they sign. And that's why we have attaches, we have embassies. I think Uganda, in terms of diplomacy, we have done a lot as a country. If you go out there in most countries, we have embassies. Those days, when I was living in Netherlands, the embassy was in Brussels, and I was only William Black as the ambassador. If you go to Brussels now, you'll find even a full, complete set of staff. So that means we have strengthened our diplomacy in terms of knowledge, in terms of working. You'll find an economic attaché, a security attaché, also to help us understand the diplomatic ways of handling security. You find lots of people, there are so many staff. Now that already shows you that Uganda is advancing in appreciating more of the diplomacy. We have our career ambassadors through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Most of these people they have worked, done, and appreciate the foreign services. We have a course in Makerere, international relations and diplomacy. I'm an aspiring candidate. So when I see,
I've just finished mine.
Just
did that from Kampala International University.
You see? Now, our universities have it. Now, this alone also makes these young men and women who are studying to appreciate diplomacy. How is it? The other day we were training, and someone from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was talking to us about protocol and diplomacy. So it's very important, because even in church, there is diplomacy and protocol. So as a country, we are going to appreciate more with this opportunity. The diplomats, probably a student has been studying, the diplomats is coming here, because these are delegates, the way Honorable Musana says, very high delegates who are coming down to us. The way some other services in my government says, let's go down to the village level and push the parish government level. So to me, it's a very big impact. We are going to test also. This is a testing kit for Uganda as a country. How do we manage? We had CHOGM. How do we manage? How do we host? Because we shall get feedback. So we also have an opportunity to carry out the most high service of diplomacy to the diplomats who are coming. So it is really very important. I got very interested when the trainer was telling us that, for example, I'll give an example to myself. Hey, Brandon, check out the perfume you're wearing. You may pass with your perfume and maybe Eric starts vomiting. So in diplomacy,
it is crucial.
It's very crucial and very important. Not to go extreme. Maybe some of us did not go, but this is also an opportunity
to learn.
How do you speak? If you were stressed home with your husband or boyfriend or wherever, how do you present yourself to the guest? And how do you look at people? Some people are naturally serious on face, some are shy, and then you start misinterpreting this person. So it's really a lot, and I would like to interest all the staff, all the members of parliament, and those of you that have just a chance to get closer to use this opportunity. It will definitely change. It will be also like most of these hotels, people are going to sleep elsewhere. Hey, if I was in that business, I would have grabbed this opportunity to host diplomats because it's a landmark. That's why when we visit somewhere, you have to sign a book so that you can always look on. So it's also going to change us socially, the level of diplomats, how to appreciate it more. How do we look at our agreements for those that will have contacts, discuss with these people, like the Honorable Eric said, already at parliament level. We are going to appreciate. And I believe after our Right Honorable Speaker hosting this, she's also going to come with a new style.
I can't wait for her new style.
We will get up with a very standing up like saying, you have done it now longer. And you know, she is a very modern coping up person.
Brandon.
Yeah. This is it. We'll say, you have done it. We are proud of you for steering this big delegation, and we hope our parliament will also move like that.
Someone says here, good conversation, Andrew, and I appreciate that it comes at a time when we're going for Christmas. The hotels they're talking about and all are only given to those that are ring-fenced. Those in boutique hotels and small hotels, we are not into that cluster. How do we upgrade that we actually tap into those opportunities?
I will answer that straight away. That question came when we were having an interaction. We have protocol officers and people who are ready to take our guests out.
Okay.
Even if they want to sit second, all we need is
to be
this
organized.
delegate safe and comfortable. If the delegates would like to go to Kamwanyi, if it still exists, to see how Malwa is taken, our protocol officers are there. That's how we have put services closer to the damn
So
people.
they can
So he
still
shouldn't
come,
worry.
they can come through.
He shouldn't worry. Let him tell us where these boutiques. We have people will be talking about Uganda, what are the nice. Somebody will see my shirt and, hey, where did you buy it? Then I will say, down Chiembe. We can walk there. So the Ugandans, don't worry, we shall reach down to you. These are your guests, they are guests for the speaker, but she has been kind enough to extend her guests to the people.
To us. Honorable Eric Musana, why Uganda? Why now? We have NAM conference coming, we have the PAP coming, and just recently we had another great summit of the energy. Why are these conferences coming one after the other?
Andrew, one thing you need to understand, Uganda is increasingly creating a better positive space or in the international scene. Uganda is becoming an interesting country that every investor, every service provider, every key player in the international community would want to identify himself with this country called Uganda. That's why you see people get excited and say, Uganda, you have been peaceful for the last 30, 40 years. Despite the few challenges we had in northern Uganda, the other part of the country has been peaceful. How is this man called President Yoweri Museveni doing it? And everyone is excited. When you land in Entebbe, there are several questions. How do you do it? We are looking at in May, for example, just like I've said, in May, we are going to have the entire African Parliament sitting in Munyonyo. Maybe another person will say why Munyonyo, but because of the space and the facilities that are there,
and the international standards they follow.
International standards, of course, there are several checks and balances that have to be made. Uganda is increasingly creating a better competitive advantage with the international community. The international space for Uganda is continuously becoming very interesting. That's why you see now we're saying, let's come here, not any other country. Number two, we are bidding. It's not just it's coming on the silver platter. We bid several countries, we defeat several countries. Yeah, just like the speaker for this CSPOC, the speaker of parliament had had put a very serious spirited fight, and that's how we came in. We defeated several countries and said, let's go to Uganda. Even for Pan-African Parliament, we had to fight with Honorable Abdul Katuntu and the others. We won the battle. We said, please, let's go to Uganda. We're going to have about 55 countries coming here, and each country is going to send about 5 members of parliament. You can imagine 5 times 55. So, and it's going to sit here for about 14 days. So we are looking at Uganda as a country, creating a better environment for the entire, I would say, for the African continent. All countries are coming to Uganda to benchmark. If you're looking at the growth curve, the economic growth curve is increasingly going up. I like my finance minister, where how he does it. No, of course it is. It
depends.
Yeah, for
you remember
Andrew,
the tweet, what is January doing in December?
Of course, for Andrew you may be having a smiling pocket.
Yes.
For Brandon is still struggling to make it smile.
Yes.
It's a big struggle. But Uganda, honestly, is in a better position to have all these international conferences, to have all these international functions, and always we are number one. For us who always interact with the other world, we have marketed Uganda very well. Forget about the other issues. Of course, people talk whatever they want to talk. We are doing well. Remember, in this conference, Andrew, we are having different missions. All missions, they are going to be present. And all sectors of this economy are going to participate in this conference. We are going to have serious interactions. We are looking at all ministries, participating in this conference. Of course, they may not go into the discussions, but all ministries are there. So we are looking at Uganda benefiting. We are not only looking, we are not selfish as Uganda. We are also bringing on board all other Commonwealth countries and having a serious voice. Commonwealth countries, we want to have a voice and say this is our space.
Honorable Chintu, looking at this, how do we track our performance? How would we track the connections you have made in this conference? Then now the conference is done, Brandon is back to Uganda, maybe someone is back in Caracas, maybe someone is back in London. Now, how do we track that from this conference? The Parliament of Uganda, besides the historical precedents, we have made this much sales maybe of this produce to a country A, to a country B. How are we going to be in position to have the tracking mechanism of this conference? The post-conference tracking.
First of all, in Christianity, they have Holy Spirit. And for those that are strongly Christian, they say, let your living water.
They speak in tongues.
This is the living water that is going to follow and be with us in Uganda. We have gotten the Holy Spirit who is coming down. Now, how is the post process? First of all, Uganda, as we speak, it's a private sector-led country.
Correct.
And now, as we move towards private sector, these are the people that we need investors. Who knows, besides somebody being a speaker, who knows that in the personal interaction, the Right Honourable Speaker, Anita Among, with another Right Honourable Speaker, they'll discuss and bring a school in Kagoma. So these discussions are starting, and the discussions will go. In terms of investment, we have some people, politicians, who are investing. I was surprised to hear that we also have some politicians who have invested outside in the country. So how do you get that diplomatic connection? That's now the post. And then a lot will change definitely in Uganda. I think Uganda being the most beautiful country in the world.
The pearl of Africa. And we understand this. The pearl of Africa. The pearl of Africa hosting CSPOC.
So the pearl of Africa is very blessed that there are certain people, individuals, companies that are going to hit a deal.
In that conference.
A deal. And that deal will change their lives. There are people who will change politically. you know, our parliament has the biggest percentage for young people.
Yeah.
They are going to widen their scope of thinking and look at things. We are going to strategically use these interactions, how we shall be looking at things and also develop. We shall look at things differently. Because sometimes we may give references in our conversation. The other country, you know, the other parliament. Now for the parliament of Uganda, and some of us were in the 11th parliament, this is our opportunity to see that the Right Honourable has given us a chance to get involved, to see and appreciate. If you standing on the floor trying to propose or make something different, then you have somewhere to refer. That has just happened within your country. So the post also, let's look at security. We know our security agencies are looking, and I told you in my explanation that Uganda, at a regional level, we are politically stable in terms of security. We're also going to check ourselves after we have done it in the Commonwealth. Now we're going to do it. We're like, what have we done? How have we handled this? And what is the way forward after that? So it has in social and economic. I was telling you also that as a Catholic, after yesterday I got a chance. There is a certain girl, a student came, and she was looking for Brandon.
Was it at the church?
At Parliament, at my office. So I told her I'm the one. Hey, okay. So I was going to the Speaker's office, and I told her, just hold on, I'm going to the Speaker's office. She told me, just do me one thing. I have here people. I've never reached the Speaker. I just want to touch.
Touch the Speaker.
Yes.
And I was there.
The Speaker.
After speaking to the Speaker, I requested a Right Honourable. There is a very young girl here waiting. She would like, kind enough, the Speaker said, please come in. This girl was excited, knelt down, took pictures, and the Speaker's kind, make pictures. She went on. She told me, I'm not going to wash my hands because I have heard about this lady, the Speaker, and I've gotten an opportunity. And she told me, I'll never forget you, I'll pray for you that in 2026 you come. Now, these are the opportunities that this dedication is bringing us. We are going to meet people.
To come back.
Hey, to come back, so that maybe next time I show her the president or the vice president if I'll have an opportunity.
Actually, and what, Honourable, allow me to interject there. What is explaining exactly? The Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament has launched a pro-people parliament.
That one we can see.
So a pro-people parliament, yes, a pro-people parliament, a parliament not only left for members of parliament. If should anyone in this country, Uganda, like probably even to come to parliament, you do not need any clarification, any authority, anything.
No, those
you just need to come.
Those chaps at the entrance, they will ask for appointment. Are you on appointment at the entrance? Are you on appointment? No, I'm not on appointment.
But yes, I would want to see parliament.
Yeah.
They check you have nothing. You come, people take pictures. Even today, as I was coming, yeah, so some young men coming, people taking pictures and wanting to access their. This is parliament. Parliament is about people. We are discussing for people.
So you're demystifying the fear around the institution.
I mean, I normally see people even posting on their Facebook accounts, on TikTok,
and
getting excited.
How long is this conference going to run?
No, we were going to be in Munyonyo from 3rd to 6th.
Those are 3 solid days.
Yeah, and we are going to have all this interaction with all members. So
will Munyonyo be accessible by other citizens while this conference is underway in terms of security?
Yeah, fine. We have designated areas where we are going to have our issues. And as we are not the owners of the hotel, you may have other space where you can sit.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do your own. It's not that we are closing out for other people. Uganda is a free country. It's a free country. If you come, there will be areas where you can really be comfortable. But the conference is a preserve of the speakers and presiding officers, and for the Andrews who are going to be linking us, for us viewers,
certified accredited for this.
Exactly. And actually by 27th,
yes,
everything will be ready. And I may bring for you your
my card.
Your card. So that is it.
Honorable Chintu, while you're finalizing this, Brandon, what are your parting shots to Ugandans about this conference?
First of all, I call upon all Ugandans to use this opportunity. I have a barber and a salon in Bunga, Las Vegas. So there is this John Casada who is a barber there. I want to interest him. But let us.
Are you putting this in a national discussion?
Yeah, but it's a national benefit.
Okay.
So if you can use it to do something, let us attract so that we can benefit, because this is Uganda, and that's what I told Exception, that this speaker has made it exception. Let it go to the people.
Yes.
So we have to use it in anywhere, and Ugandans, we have a history. You must tag on anything, so that you can move away. So let us keep peace, Uganda. Let us welcome our visitors. Whatsoever you can do to smile when our visitors arrive, these are visitors. Let us show them love.
They are bringing money.
They are bringing money. They are bringing us opportunities so that we can stay in our Uganda. And this also shows, you know, people have been joking, making jokey statements. Uganda, there is no democracy, there is no security. The whole 50-something countries, we are going to be in charge.
Correct. Chairman, your last word.
Thank you so much, Andrew, and our viewers. This is a very big opportunity for Uganda. I still emphasize that the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament has given us the best opportunity to showcase what we are, and for the rest of the country, we are going to see how Parliament is championing parliamentary democracy, how Parliament is fighting for this common Ugandan to benefit from all the services that we aspire to have. And as Parliament, we are committed to making sure that everyone is happy in his own country.
Great conversation there. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And you, the great viewer, I'm very honored that you took some time and you listened to this conversation. Whatever they have said, put it to a test. They're saying the conference is going to be just for 3 days, but please keep in note, the time the delegates arrive is faster than the conference itself. So that means this entire conference is going to be on a solid 12 solid days for Uganda. That is before the conference and to the conference and past the conference. Tag along, jump on this opportunity and make the business that deserves. This conversation is powered by the Parliament of Uganda. My name is Andrew Chamagiro. Have a lovely day.